Day, everyone, and we are so glad to see you all back for day 3 of our Triton's Guide to College Affordability webinar series. In today's webinar, we will be discussing the financial aid self-service portal, how to view and receive your award letters, and I'm sure you're all interested in hearing about all the different and many scholarships that are available for you. So today we have 2 presentations that will be discussed. And we have designed today's webinar to provide those presentations in breakout rooms. So the first breakout room will be with the financial aid office, where they will explain the self-service portal that you will need to familiarize yourself with after you complete the FAFSA. And in order to receive your award letters, you also need to be familiar with that portal and how to receive that and view that. And they will also speak about the scholarship opportunities that they offer at the UOG Financial Aid Office. The second breakout room will be from the UOG Endowment Foundation, and they're going to speak on all of the different scholarship opportunities they offer as well. And each room will go into detail with the eligibility requirements, the details on how to apply, and important information regarding deadlines and required documents for the applications for each of the scholarships. So I also want to take this time before we go into our breakout rooms today to announce that at the end of today's webinar, we will be holding a raffle. So thanks to the UOG Endowment Foundation, we will be raffling off 2 t-shirts. So in order for your name to be entered into the raffle, you must complete the post-event survey before we leave today's webinar. We will be providing the link in the chat at the end of each of the presentations when we all meet back in this main room here, the main session room. So just to note, you must be present to win. So please be sure to stay for the entire presentation. And don't forget to complete the post-event survey when we put that in the chat so that we can raffle off those 2 t-shirts. So also I wanted to note that if the presentations in each of the breakout rooms end earlier than expected and there's still some time, you have the option and the chance to also go back into the main room and join the other breakout room that you didn't attend initially. So that way you can ask any questions to the other presenter. Please be sure to, engage. If you have any questions, please be sure to put them in the chat boxes in the breakout rooms. And we will have time for question and answer at the end of each of the presentations in those rooms. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over back to Glee so that we can set up those breakout rooms for you guys.
Happy day, everyone. Let me just get my share screen up and we can start. My name is Janae. I'm with the UOG Endowment Foundation, and I'm here to explain how to apply for a scholarship with the UOG Endowment Foundation. So first and foremost, what is the UOG Endowment Foundation? The UOG Endowment Foundation, we are a nonprofit organization that primarily supports the mission of the University of Guam. So that means we are an IRS certified 501c3 charitable nonprofit organization. We are created to facilitate donations from the community and provide financial support to the university. And we also align our giving opportunities at the university with individuals, companies, and organizations based on interests and passions. So what that basically means is if there is a business who would like to create a scholarship and they want to create a scholarship to help students enrolled at the School of Business and Public Administration, so then we assist them with that. And of course, with all nonprofit organizations, all donations towards the UOG Endowment Foundation are all tax deductible. And of course, with our operational funds obtained through the donations that come through the Endowment Foundation, there is an admin fee, but that's really not so important. Okay, so the Endowment Foundation, we house over 41 scholarships. So we have about 46. Right now, we have a couple more that came in. So we have about 50 scholarships here at the University of Guam Foundation. Those are just UOG statistics that I wanted to share. I know that you've probably seen this already from the other Zoom presentations from the past couple of days, but statistically, we have 46 as of this, but we have about 50, 21 annual, 25 endowed and hybrid scholarships for the school year, academic year 2021-2022. We offered 41 scholarships, 214 applications came in, and only 32 students were awarded. So we gave out over $66,000 worth of scholarships. Scholarship eligibility. So with the scholarship, with all scholarships, sorry, I'm just looking at that. So with all scholarships with the Endowment Foundation, you must be enrolled at the University of Guam. Incoming freshmen can apply if they are registered for classes, but you would need to provide your high school transcripts in order to apply. And that's the second part, and it's really easy. You must provide an official transcript to submit with your application, and you can do everything online as well, and we will get to that in a little bit. So all applications must be accompanied by official transcript from the last school. If you came from GCC, your official transcripts from GCC will suffice, and you can just use your transcripts from the university. Scholarship criteria. So every scholarship we have at the UOG Endowment Foundation, they all kind of vary. That's mainly because a lot of our scholarships are private scholarships. So they are basically, all the scholarships are private scholarships. So a lot of them are geared towards certain colleges that the donors have an affinity to. So for example, Matson Navigation. Their scholarship primarily deals with students who are enrolled at the School of Business and Public Administration. And we also have the SSFM Engineering Scholarship, which is really geared towards students enrolled in the School of Engineering. So there's different criteria. First and foremost is specific to course study, like I just explained. And of course, grade point average. So there are different grade point average requirements for each scholarship. Like I said, it really pertains to what the donor is offering. Some of them can be as low as at least a 2.5 GPA, and some are looking for scholarship applicants who have at least a 3.0 or higher. Some applications require essays, and usually when we announce these applications that require essays, we will also give you the prompt question to accompany that essay, and it would all be found under the criteria. And of course, some essays, they require letters of recommendation, which is basically almost like a character reference. Some of our essays require 2 to 3. I don't think any of our current scholarships require more than 3 letters of recommendation. And that's really basically it about the University of Guam Endowment Foundation scholarships. If you need more information about our scholarships, you can contact me. My name is Janae Uggan. My contact information is right here, janae@uogendowment.org. Or, we can, Sean Wegner's or Jews for Giving. Or you can visit our website at give.uog.edu. And right now I'm going to go ahead and share the screen of our website so that I can give you a brief overview of how to apply for our scholarships. Does anybody have any questions? Am I going too fast?
No questions.
Thank you. Okay, let's go stop this. I really apologize that my screens are going nuts at the moment, but here we are. So this is our website. Our website is give.uog.edu. And we also have social media pages. You can find our social media pages on Instagram. It's a UOG Endowment. And on Facebook, we are UOG Endowment Foundation. Let me just get this out of the way. So on our website, you will see that we have our menu bar, home, about, and give. and scholarships. So I'm just going to jump right into scholarships so you can see what we have here. So under scholarships, it goes into detail. The following is a list of scholarships. If there are scholarships open, it will be right here in this area. So we will usually post it up here, and it will be a list of all the scholarships that are open. We will write down everything, the eligibility requirements, as well as the criteria. But here are some of the scholarships that we do have. The Akira Baba Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship is open to students enrolled at the School of Business and Public Administration who are majoring in hospitality and tourism. The Cirilla Rapata Scholarship is a scholarship that's geared towards social workers. The Charles H. Parent Scholarship Program for Micronesian nursing students. This is a scholarship that I'm talking about is more specific. So this scholarship would only be open to Micronesian students who are enrolled in the nursing program. And we do have several scholarships, first generation scholarship. This is open to all first generation students who are first time college students. So this scholarship, I believe, requires an essay, and the essay would be what does a college education mean to me? The Fred Harecki Scholarship is a scholarship that's also open to students enrolled at the School of Business and Public Administration. And this scholarship is from attorney Frederick Harecki, and I believe it is geared towards students who are currently having who currently need financial assistance. So there are a lot of scholarships that we have. Like I said, over 46, currently almost 51. We do have a lot more scholarship that we have not inputted here, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to apply for a scholarship. So depending on what scholarship is open, you can actually apply online. Everything is really fast. So you can download the application form here, or which I prefer and I think would be faster so that your application gets through to me as soon as it can. Just fill this out. All your application, you can fill this out as many times, and you can, hold on, let me see here. Where is that at? On the bottom of on the next page, I have to fill it out. Fairly easy. And I encourage everybody to just apply for multiple scholarships at one time. With scholarships, every scholarship application that comes through the UOG Endowment Foundation must be accompanied by an official transcript. Now, I know that there's some people are asking, so with every application, I need to turn in an official transcript? No. So what you can do is, if you're applying for multiple scholarships with the UOG Endowment Foundation, all you need to do is submit one official transcript. And what I will do is I will make sure that that official transcript is attached to all the applications you turn in. Now, as long as you are applying for scholarships that pertain to you. So if you're a nursing student, and let's say you're a nursing student, but you see that the Fred Harecki scholarship is open, you wouldn't apply for that, because that scholarship is for students enrolled at the School of Business and Public Administration. Now, another scholarship that's very particular is the JFK Class of 1969 Scholarship. This scholarship only pertains to students who are alumni of John F. Kennedy High School here on Guam. So with this, the eligibility would be, you would need to be a graduate, and the criteria is you would need to be able to submit maybe a copy of your diploma, or even a copy of your official transcripts from JFK. So you can apply, like I said, you can apply for as many scholarships as you want at the UOG Endowment Foundation. As long as it pertains to you, you do not need to submit more than one official transcript. You can submit only one official transcript, and I will make sure that it is attached to all your applications. As far as UOG students who are currently enrolled, this scholarship application FAQs we have here how to request for your transcripts. Because I know that some students, when you're in college, you don't really request for a transcript because you're already in school, So a lot of them don't know where to go. So we've mapped that out over here. And I encourage everybody who submits an application to just CC or email me directly to just follow up. Has my transcripts come in? Is my, can you please attach my transcripts? I've applied for X amount of scholarships, just to be more accountable, because like I said, we get a lot of scholarships. A couple semesters ago, I had over 400 scholarships. So I'm the only one here who was basically going through the scholarships, making sure all the transcripts and all the required documents are attached. It doesn't hurt to just email me, say, hi, Miss Janae, I just want to make sure you got my letters of recommendation. Hi, Miss Janae, I just want to make sure that the transcript I requested for made it to the endowment, because some things can happen. I know of a student who's applied for a transcript and application deadline closed and they never followed up. I never saw it. So I just emailed them. I said, hi, I received your application, but I didn't get your official transcript. Lo and behold, they did request for it way before the deadline and they just never followed up, and it just never made it to us because it got lost in the mail. So it doesn't take much to just follow up, just to make sure that your scholarship application is complete. And that's all I have. You guys have any questions about our scholarships and how to apply?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. If you guys don't have any questions, you guys can feel free to go into the other room where they're talking about the financial aid office and where they're talking about scholarships that you can avail from over at the financial aid side on the UOG side. And like I said, you can email me. My email address is janae@uogendowment.org. And you can call our office 735-2957. Let me just share that screen one more time. And that is not the screen. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know. There it is. So you can visit our website, give.uog.edu. Our phone number is 735-2957. We are located on campus at Dean Circle. You can't miss our office. This is our office here. You can feel free to stop by, take photos outside our office. If you have any questions and you're in the area, just come in and look for me and I can answer whatever questions you have. And my email address is here, and I'll go ahead and put that on the chat. So if anybody needs any information.
Miss Janae, I have
Yes,
a question.
Okay.
Is the Regent Scholarship a part of the Endowment Foundation?
No, that is currently with the University of Guam.
Okay, so I'm in the wrong breakout room.
No worries, no worries. But hey, you know what? Like I said, check out our website, give.uog.edu. We should be posting up our scholarships before the end of this month. We do have about 21 scholarships going up. It really does not hurt to apply for everything that pertains to you, because I'll give you an example. The last semester we had 21 scholarships, and out of the 41 scholarships, there was one student who qualified for 3, and he got all 3 scholarships. He just got really lucky. I would love to see the scholarships be given out freely to all the different, to everybody. I want the scholarship wealth to be shared upon all the students. So please don't dismiss it. It's really not hard. And if you have any questions or you need help applying for scholarships, you can just email me.
Okay, Situ Smasi.
You're welcome. And if you don't have any more questions, I'm just gonna leave it on this, and you can go back to the main page, or you can please feel free to go to the financial aid breakout session room, because I know that they do have other scholarships, and I know that they also, the financial aid part where Pell Grants is it's a little bit more complicated. So thank you so much. So if you just hopped on, I'm just sharing this screen where we talk about the statistics. So I know you guys have probably seen the statistics from the other side, the other room. So I wanted to talk about the scholarship statistics here at the endowment. We have, upon making this, we had 46, but we're currently around 51, maybe 52 scholarships at the moment. There's more scholarships coming in this week, and next week we're going to be confirming a couple more scholarships. Last academic year, 2021-2022, we offered 41 scholarships to 84 students applied. We received a total of 214 applications, and 32 students were awarded. So we awarded about $66,000 worth of scholarships. And it's very important to know that with the scholarships at the UOG Endowment Foundation, you can apply for more than just one. So if the scholarship pertains to you, you can actually apply for more than one, like I said. And if you apply for more than one, you do not need to submit an official transcript for each one. One will suffice, and I will make sure that each transcript will follow your application. So let's go to the next slide. Scholarship eligibility. So as with all scholarships at the Endowment Foundation, you must be enrolled at the University of Guam, and any incoming freshmen can apply if they are registered for classes. You must provide an official transcript, and all applications must be accompanied by an official transcript from their last school. So if you're from high school, your high school transcripts as an incoming freshman will suffice. If you come from another college, let's say you come from GCC, your transcripts from GCC will suffice, but you must show proof that you are enrolled at the University of Guam. And if you come from another college, let's say off island, those transcripts will also suffice. With our scholarships, a lot of them are private scholarships. So the criteria varies per scholarship. Each scholarship has a different, is different to specific course of study. So for example, the SSFM engineering scholarship, that would only pertain to students who are enrolled in the School of Engineering and is taking up engineering. The James Marsh Biology and Water Resource Scholarship would only be open to graduate students who are in biology. So it really depends. When we announce our scholarships, the criteria and the eligibility will be noted with the application or during the application process, and you will tell you what your grade point average must be in order to apply, if it requires an essay, and if it requires letters of recommendation. Currently, our scholarships, maybe about 5 require letters of recommendation, and we don't need more than 3. As far as essays, about 7 require essays, and with each essay, the prompt question will be jotted down during the application, when we announce the application. And so for more information, you can contact me, Janae Ugin. My contact information is janae@uogendowment.org. You can visit us here at the UOG Endowment Foundation. We are at house number 10, and you can call us at 735-2957. So I wanted to share our website so you can see where we have our scholarships. And this is our website, give.uog.edu. So I'm just going to jump right into scholarships. On our website menu, you see home, about, give, and then there's scholarships, news, and shop. So under scholarships, well, let me just show you this really quick because I'm very proud of it. Our scholarships, available scholarships, when you click on this, it will go to the list. But currently there are no available scholarships because we are not announcing it until the end of January. our patrons. So these are some of the people who open scholarships with the UAG Endowment Foundation. So we have scholarships called More Like Jimmy has been a private scholarship managed by the private group. Just recently, they decided to move the scholarship over to us. So now we're here. And we're going to be leaving soon. So I just wanted to show you the scholarship page before we go back to the main session. Our list of scholarships can be found here. And when scholarship applications open, it will be noted here and it will tell you what the eligibility and criteria requirements are to apply. That's it. So I will see you guys on the main page. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can contact me 735-2957, or you can email me and I will put my email on the chat. So you guys can email if you have any questions.
Thank you, Janae.
You're welcome.
So before Ms. Tina begins, I just wanted to again welcome you all to the Financial Aid Office breakout room. And in today's webinar, we will be discussing the Financial Aid Self-Service Portal, how to view and receive your award letters in this breakout room, and also the financial aid scholarships and grant opportunities that are available for you guys. So please, like I mentioned in the main room, if you have any questions, please engage and put that in the chat box, and we will get to that as soon as the presentation is done. So Ms. Tina will go ahead and share her screen, and she'll do a live demonstration on the Financial Aid Self-Service Portal.
Okay, ready everybody? So I'm going to demonstrate live how to get into the self-service portal. Normally you would receive an email from my office saying that we received your student aid report, and in that email it provides you the link that you can just click on to bring you directly to the self-service. But you can also reach it by going onto the uog.edu website. Here on the login button here on the right hand side, the yellow button, if you click on it, there's a drop down menu. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this because you have to use it for WebAdvisor and Moodle and your GoTriton's email. So further down, there's the Financial Aid Self-Service. If you click there, it'll bring you to the login page. Okay. Now, I'm not going to log in here. We're going to go through the test account. Okay, I'm going to log in as myself, as a student. Now, on the live account for the self-service, you're not going to see the student finance yet. They're currently trying to bring that up for you guys, but you'll see the financial aid portion. So you just click on financial aid, and it's going to bring you to the main financial aid self-service page. It'll just take a little bit of time. Oh, just want to make sure that I'm on the test account. Okay, so normally on this screen, because I didn't do a FAFSA, it's telling me that I haven't completed one yet, but normally it's a different notification up here. It'll give you your satisfactory academic progress update, and I'll show you a sample of what a live one looks like for a particular student. It'll show you this, it'll give you this notification that there is a SAP evaluation that was done, and then you can view it. And it'll also tell you whether or not your financial aid packet is ready for you. Okay. Also on this page is the checklist. It tells you what needs to be done to finalize your financial aid. It'll tell you, normally you'll see that you've completed the FAFSA. On the email that we send you, it'll tell you you need to complete required documents. And on this page, you can just click directly on complete required documents, and it'll bring you to the page that has all the documents you're required to complete. Now in this sample for myself, because for this academic year, we don't have to do verification for students. So we've waived the verification required documents. That's why you see it's waived here. And then further down, everything after waived or received are the documents that you would have to submit into our office to complete your file. So because I'm a graduate student, I don't qualify for Pell Grant, and the only option I have is federal student loans. So if I do want to take out the loans, I would have to complete a master promissory note. Every student that wants federal financial aid here at the University of Guam has to complete an information sheet. For the loans, again, we have to complete an entrance counseling and a loan acknowledgement. So on this page, you can actually download the information sheet. We give you the link to download it. It's not a fillable form right now unless you have Adobe Access to for fillable, but you can download it, fill it out, and save it to your desktop so you can upload it. Same thing with the loans. You can go to the promissory note website, log in using your FSA ID, and complete the master promissory note. Okay, you can log in here using your FSA ID to complete the promissory note. The other thing you can do on this site that's for the master promissory note is, rather than going back to self-service and clicking on the entrance counseling website and the loan acknowledgement, you can just access it all here under complete process. You can click on loan acknowledgement to complete loan acknowledgement and the entrance counseling. Okay. For every section of the loan that you complete, you have to save to your hard drive to show that you've completed it, because we require you to upload them into the OneDrive. Okay. So after you've completed your documents, you can go back to the financial aid homepage. And on the right-hand side of the checklist, there is the upload FAO documents link. If you click that, this is where you can upload all the documents that you're required to submit to our office for your federal financial aid. Here it tells you that we're requesting documents for you. You will select files, and wherever you kept those documents on your desktop, you can upload. You can upload more than one file into the OneDrive. Normally, it will have your name here already embedded in. But if it doesn't, you can just type your name and then click upload. Once it's uploaded, it tells you that you successfully have uploaded your file. Two of our staff is the one that receives your documents that you're uploading. They will email you back if your documents are not complete or they need additional information. Or one of the common things we're finding is sometimes you see on your end that the student info sheet is completed, but on our end it's blank. So they'll email you to try and re-upload it again with the completed one. Okay. Once we receive your documents and you've completed it, at this stage, once we haven't completed your file yet, you're not able to see your financial aid award letter. It's going to tell you it's not ready. You're not able to see your awards yet. And the reason is because the way the self-service works is it's not going to give you any information about your award until you've completed your file. So it's just going to tell you that there's nothing yet. There's no awards yet for you to view. Okay. Now let me go into the system and I will update my records to show that I've completed the documents. Okay. So in the financial aid office, the staff that receives your documents will put that they've received whatever you sent in. And indicate that your file is now complete. Once we do that, then you can see your offer letter. You can see your tentative awards back in self-service. I hope it works this time because sometimes it doesn't. There you go. Okay. At this point of time, you're not able to accept your awards, and the reasons because we have not reviewed and processed it. But you will get another email letting you know that your award is ready to be accepted. If you do get that email, then down here on the bottom, normally it will say accept or decline the award. Now, we do have some students that think that they're clicking accept when they're actually clicking decline. Once you click decline, we don't get notified that you declined your loan. And if you try and go back and click accept, it will not accept it. So it won't allow you to accept it anymore because you've declined it. So just be careful when you are accepting your award that you're actually clicking accept. Okay. The other thing you can see when you've completed your file here at the financial aid office is your financial aid award letter. Let's bring that up so you can take a look at what it looks like. Okay, this is what the award letter will look like. It's going to have your information, your student ID, what academic year this award letter is for. It's going to tell you what your budget is, which is mainly your cost of attendance, your EFC, and the reason why an EFC is not showing for me is because I don't have a FAFSA in the system. And based on your EFC and your budget, what your financial aid need is. And then your housing. On your FAFSA, when you fill out the FAFSA, you indicate whether you're going to be living with family, with your parents, living off campus, or living in the dorm. So that will show up here on the award letter. Then going further down on the award letter, it'll show you what your awards are for the year. So for my example, I have an unsubsidized loan in the amount of $1,000, and it's going to be split between fall and spring. Okay. And then it just gives you a little bit of information how your awards will work, that it's based on full-time enrollment. Because if you're not full-time, like I mentioned last night, for those of you that were with us last night, for the Pell Grant, it's based also on your enrollment. If you're not full-time, your Pell will go down. But what will show on your award letter before we process it, do the final process, is the actual full-time enrollment Pell Grant amount. Okay. And then once you reviewed it, you can click I verify that I accept my award package, and then they'll send us a notification. Okay. Now, for one of the things that I know that, like the semester is about to start, you're thinking about how you're going to pay for your books and supplies. And we haven't processed your financial aid where you get a refund to pay for your books and supplies. What we do in our office is, as long as you complete your file in our office and you have enough funds to cover your tuition plus extra books and supplies, we will give you, we will notify the bookstore to create a charge account for you, up to $500. We start with $500 first. If it's more, if you need more funds to purchase your books, because maybe you're taking more than what the 500 can pay for, then you just notify us. If you still have extra money, then we'll increase your allotment at the bookstore. But do keep in mind that if at the time that when we review and we see that you're not eligible because you don't meet the requirements, like let's say the number of credits, or you become non-satisfactory, you didn't meet the SAP requirements, or you've already exceeded what your Pell allotment is for the year, or for the lifetime of the Pell, then you're still responsible for your billing at the bookstore, whatever you charge at the bookstore. Okay, you're just charging in advance towards your aid. But again, if it should come that you're not eligible for what your package says, then you're still responsible. What else did I want to say about this place? Okay. The other thing is, we do have little mini sessions like intersession and summer. For fall intersession, sometimes, and it's case by case, we can cover intersession for your Pell Grant if you've attended fall semester and you didn't attend full time. So for example, if you only took 9 credits in fall, and then so we awarded you based on your 9 credits, and then you decided to take 3 more credits in intersession, then we will process a Pell Grant for the difference that you had left over in fall. The same for the summer. We do have this thing that's year-round. I believe it's still going to be continuing this coming summer. So what the year-round Pell is that if you were full-time in fall semester and you're full-time this coming spring, you can use your year-round Pell for summer as long as you're enrolled at least minimum 6 credits within the 3 sessions of summer. Now, when you do that, you're using your 600% of your Pell Grant faster that way, but you do have the option to use it. If let's say you were not full-time in fall and you were full-time in spring, but you want to go summer, then we will just cover whatever you have available left that you didn't use in fall semester. I know it gets kind of confusing, but you can always ask us, are you eligible to receive additional Pell Grant in the intersession of summer? But make sure you ask us before it starts or before you register so we can confirm, and then you can make your decision from there. I think that's all I had. The other areas in self-service, like this request for a loan, we don't get notification if you were to do it for here. We actually require you to come in and submit a student loan change form, or you can email us the form and let us know you want additional loan. And then that's all I have on self-service. Does anybody have any questions for this portion?
If you have any questions for this portion, please feel free to either raise your hand or put your question in the chat box, and we can definitely answer that as soon as we receive them.
Okay, I see one in the chat box. How do we sign up for a self-service account? Okay, you have to make sure that you've been accepted with our admissions and records office in order to get your login credentials. And being accepted meaning that you've meet all the requirements for them to fully accept you as a student here at the University of Guam. How are the awards transferred if you win them? Okay. You don't win awards, but how the awards work is we will process your award, you accept it on self-service, we send it to the business office. Once the business office processes it on their end, then they will they'll basically credit your account, and any refund that you have left from after paying what you owe the University of Guam, they will refund you either in a form of a paper check or direct deposit into an account, a bank account. The financial aid deadline for spring 2022 is March 8th. Make sure. March 8th. So we set our deadline pretty early because we want to make sure that we can process your financial aid before the last day of classes. And it's the last day of instructional classes, not exam week. So that's one reason why we set the deadline early in the semester, to make sure that we can process you and then, you know, get your balances paid off as soon as possible. How do you get an alien number? I'm not sure. Mark and Steph, do you know?
Yeah, that's actually an immigration question. You get your alien number from U.S. immigration.
Okay. Where would one find and sign up for first generation scholarship? That's a Mark question.
Is that the one from high school?
If it's the one from high school, it's every student who graduated from public high school and attends UOG or GCC gets an automatic $500 sort of scholarship. So that's automatically given to every student who has graduated from any public school.
But you must be full-time too.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, students, for asking all the questions. Did we, Miss Tina, did you want me to share the slides now, or did you still?
No, you can go ahead and share the slides.
Okay. So right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to share screen and share the PowerPoint presentation now from the financial aid office. So just give me a second real quick, if you can bear with me. Okay. Can you guys see the screen so far?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. So I just wanted to go back to this slide just to note, I think, the second part here that they can submit.
Okay, yes. Okay, so if you don't want to upload your forms through the link provided in self-service, you can also submit your forms here in our office. We open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30 p.m., 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah, and we close weekends and holidays. I was gonna add something by Friday. Okay, so the other thing we wanted to mention is that please avoid submitting your documents via email. Use either the upload link on self-service or come into our office and drop it off. Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, okay. And then also ensure that your documents are all in PDF format, and don't forget to sign your forms. Okay, next. Okay. So now here in this section, we're going to take you through the process here at UOG. So you fill out your FAFSA online, and if you remember last night, and for those of you that was with us, I mentioned that it takes 3 to 5 days for your FAFSA to be processed and sent to you and us. Okay. So from the FAFSA, the federal processor receives the data, and then they will send your student aid report to yourself via that email that you provided on your FAFSA and to the University of Guam. Once we import your student aid report, you will receive an email from our office. It'll probably look like it's coming from self-service, letting you know that we have your student aid report and to log into your self-service to view and download the documents that you're required to submit. When you get that email, make sure you take a look at it and respond as quickly as possible. I know sometimes when you get the email, you're in the middle of something and you say, okay, you'll get back to it later, but it happens a lot where students forget to go back to that email and take care of what they need to do for our office. Okay. Once we receive your documents and it's completed, we will process your file. Now, keep in mind that we don't start reviewing the awards until after the add and drop period. So it may take 6 to 12 weeks from that time. Okay. After the staff here, the financial aid office reviews your Title IV, federal Title IV awards, you will receive an email letting you know to log on to self-service and accept your award. Okay, so again, don't forget when you get that email, make sure you act quickly. If you're going to put it aside because you need to finish something, then keep in mind to go back and do what that email is saying. Okay, after you accept your award, then that's when our office will send it down to the business office for processing. Okay. And then again, if you have any questions, please always email our office, give us a call or stop by, and we'll try and help you as much as we can.
Half a day. So tonight, oh, I'm sorry. My name is Stephanie Francisco, and tonight I'm going to be discussing some scholarships that we are currently available on our website right now. Scholarships range from hundreds of dollars, and it can help you with your books, your supplies, and some of it can even fund your entire semester tuition. There are different scholarships available every semester. So I urge you to make it a habit and visit our website, the uog.edu under financial aid. Also, the direct link is on the screen. Make it a habit to go in there maybe once or twice a month to see what other private scholarships are being offered. So this were briefly discussed on the first webinar. These are under student financial assistance program, nursing training program, and social work. They're under health professionals training programs. These scholarships are normally 4-year scholarships. It covers your full tuition. It gives you book and supplies allowance, and also gives you monthly stipends. But in order to get into this program, you have to be accepted into the schools. There is a payback for this kind of program, and it's working on Guam by working on Guam after graduation. And same for Dr. Antonio Yamashita Teacher Corps. You also have to be accepted into School of Education. It does pay for your tuition and your allowance, books and supplies allowance, and it gives you a monthly stipend. And also it has a service repayment after graduation. For Doc Sanchez, T, you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, for the Pedro Doc Sanchez Scholarship, it's mainly for classified government of Guam employees. They must major or minor in public administration. And then we cover tuition. Currently, we only cover 6 credits of tuition, and we provide some funding for books. And with the classified GovGuam employee, they must be 2 years employed with the government after the probationary period. You also have a payback of service after you've graduated from the degree program. Okay, next slide.
So currently we have 2 private scholarships that are on our website, and it's the ANA-PC and the APIA scholarships. These scholarships are for this upcoming school year, fall 22. And the deadline for this is on January 26, 2022. You can visit there's a link there to go directly onto their website. The application process may be intimidating, but it does pay a lot of money, and I urge you to apply, because the amount of award ranges from one time a scholarship of 2,500 to a multi-year, that's for the on a PC, to a multi-year 5,000. So you can be getting it every year at $5,000. Or the APIA, it also range from 2,500 up to 20,000 multi-year. So I urge you, if you're going to be enrolled for fall 2022 or academic year 2022-23, apply for these 2 scholarships. Deadline is January 26th. These scholarships are the regional scholarships. We have the Faroe States of Micronesia National Scholarship, Chick State Scholarship, and the Koshrai State Scholarship. You apply directly on their website or directly with their respective regional scholarship office. For this particular scholarships, students are required to request for what we call a cost of attendance, and they normally require it every semester in order for them to get the scholarship. So if you're currently are under this type of scholarships or are planning to apply for this type of scholarships, I urge you, if you're going to be requesting for a cost of attendance from our office, just a reminder, it takes 5 or 3 to 5 working days. And if it's on our peak time, it may take a week or longer. And those requests comes through us through email. You can email us at finaid@triton.uog.edu, or email me directly, and my email address is on the website, on the UOG website under financial aid. And it's same for the Ponape State Scholarship and the Yap State Scholarship. They require the cost of attendance for students to submit the cost of attendance with their scholarship to the different scholarship, the different regional scholarship. So again, if you are applying for these scholarships, please submit your request for the cost of attendance early, because I know every semester or every academic year, they have their own deadline date, and I think the date is always the same. So try and request for your required documents in advance to complete your application. So your award your scholarship can come here on time for you to start the semester. Mark?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Mark Duarte, the Director of Financial Aid. Thank you for joining us tonight. A couple of things before we wrap up this session. Just word on direct grant aid and then the UOG Cares Emergency Grant. Now, this program, if you were a student with us over the past several semesters, you probably received direct grant aid. These are funds directly from the federal government and will help you with your school, with your classes. All funds coming from the COVID relief. So for this semester, we are again looking at sending direct grant aid probably sometime in February. That figure you see up to $700 will really depend on the student status, whether they are full-time, part-time, undergraduate or graduate students, and whether or not they have they are Pell Grant or non-Pell Grant eligible. Okay, so those funds go directly to the student, either through a check or direct deposit, and they are funded by, in this case, the American Rescue Plan for coronavirus relief. Excuse me. For the second emergency grant, this is actually a application process, which we will have the application notices out soon. These are for students with additional financial need. You'll fill out a short application, tell us some of the things that you require to get through your semester, and there'll be a panel of university officials who will be looking through the applications and will be awarding an amount that's yet to be specified based on your application. Okay, so that funding is probably about $1 million, not as much as in previous semesters, but that could help a lot of our students. Okay, so keep in mind, the first one, direct grant aid, there's no application process. It just goes directly to any student who is enrolled at the university this coming spring or Panyamnakan semester. And then the UOG Cares Emergency Grant, it's an application process that will be also be announced sometime next week. Okay, so be on the lookout for these. Make sure you check your Triton email for the notices. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always check with the financial aid office. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much to Ms. Tina, Mr. Mark, and Ms. Stephanie for your presentation today. Does anybody have any questions for the presenters on today's financial aid office presentation? Okay, I do see one question in the chat. It says, what are the qualifications for a Regent scholarship and how might we apply for one?
So you don't apply for the Regent Scholarship. Regent Scholarship, to qualify for it, is you have to be on a dean's or president's list for 2 consecutive semesters, the regular semester, fall and spring. And then to get the region, there's 2 types of region. One is just a recognition, and the other one is actually qualifying for the tuition waiver. To qualify for the tuition waiver, you have to meet 5 years of residency. It has to be 5 years concurrent, 5 years preceding the semester you're going to be awarded. And we award region based on based on an average of your 2 semesters as the dean's or president's list. So if you're, you can either qualify for a 50% waiver, 75% waiver, or 100% waiver. And Region is a supplemental award, so it comes after other awards. So if, let's say you have a Pell Grant that fully covers your full tuition, you'll only get recognized and not get the waiver.
Thank you, Miss Stephanie. We have another question in the chat. If we earn the scholarship that requires us to come to pay back the scholarship through work alongside a merit scholarship that also requires the student to pay it by working a certain amount of years, do the years add up? For example, the student will have to work 4 years on Guam to pay the merit and 2 years for the local scholarship. Does that mean that they have to work a total of 6 years?
Yeah, good question. Usually with the GovGuam programs, you're only eligible for one. So most of the SFAP programs require a service requirement. So in this example, if you're a merit student, you would only be responsible for paying back the merit. So if you also want to be a nursing training program recipient, you can't have both. So it's only basically one program. So in that particular example, you'll just be doing the service for the merit scholarship. Now, if there are scholarships out there that require you to do additional service, for example, you would be able to work concurrently to work out the service requirement of a merit scholarship and that particular scholarship.
Okay, awesome. I see that it answered your question, Mary. We have another question. Does a part-time student, are they eligible for a scholarship if they're part-time?
It depends on the scholarship. Most of the GovGuam programs require you to be full-time, with the exception of the Doc Sanchez. And then the private scholarships, there are some that do not require you to be full-time. But most require you to have at least, if you're undergraduate, to be taking at least 12 credits, which is full-time.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other questions from the participants in today's breakout room? And I just wanted to remind you all that before we leave today's webinar, we will be raffling off 2 t-shirts at the end of the webinar. So please, you must be present to win. So stay, we will be ending at around, we will go back to the main session at 6:25. So at this time, if there's no other questions and the other participants in this room would like to switch over to the UOG Endowment Foundation room to ask any questions about their scholarships, you can feel free to do so at this time. Otherwise, if you want to continue to ask questions in this breakout room, you can definitely do so as well. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to hear the Endowment Foundation scholarships and you would still like to get some information about that, that breakout room is still open for you if you want to go there now before we wrap up. Okay, we have another question in the chat. Does the Pell Grant amount estimate given by FAFSA confirmation email cover just a semester or a year?
Normally, that is the full year's amount that they provide on the confirmation email.
Thank you, Ms. Tina. Are we able to apply for the Yamashita Teacher Corps Award at this time in person when online says the application is pending?
Yeah, so at this point, the Yamashita application is not yet available. It should be available sometime next week.
Okay, great. Thank you all for your questions. Keep them coming. If you have any other questions for Financial Aid Office, if it deals with even the webinar yesterday, if you've attended and you have some questions on how to fill out the FAFSA, these are the same presenters from yesterday's webinar. So feel free to ask any of your questions. We do have about 6 minutes left until we have to go back to the main session. So keep your questions coming if you still have any questions. Okay, we have another question. What does Phanamnakan translate to?
That
Um,
is spring.
spring semester. That means spring in Chamorro, if I'm correct.
If you guys like, Stephanie can talk a little bit more about federal work study.
Yeah. Do we have time? Yeah.
Yes, you can
Yes.
feel free to talk about that if you want to add that in there. If you feel like if there's any other information you would like for the students to hear before we go to the main session, we will be going back at around 6:25. So you still have a couple more minutes.
Okay, so the federal work study is 100% fully funded. We offer it every year, but in order to apply for federal work study, you have to do your FAFSA. And the deadline for particularly for federal work study is May 15 to complete your FAFSA no later than May 15. If work study is mainly it's for continuing and transfer students at the moment. We pay $11 an hour, and it's based on financial need. So when students apply, our application is always first Friday of August, and it's just that one day. It's limited slots, so the faster you wake up and apply, the better. I normally hire about 100 to 115 every year, and the contract is for one whole year. But at the end of fall semester, I check those who are currently under work study, because I have to check their grades. You have to be in satisfactory academic progress with financial aid in order to be under the work study program. And which means that every semester, to be on satisfactory academic progress with financial aid, you have to pass at least 67% of the credits that you attempted, and maintain a 2.0 or better cumulative GPA. And you must have a financial need. And what that means is that we take your cost of attendance, we subtract your EFC, which is an estimated family contribution that comes from your FAFSA, and we also subtract your other awards if you have Pell or loans. Private scholarship doesn't affect that. VA doesn't affect it. It's basically Pell, loans, or government of Guam programs. We subtract those, and if you still have financial need, then you may be able to do work study. So this spring semester, we don't announce, but I announce it again because it's I still have quite a lot of students that are continuing from the fall semester. But if you are interested, because I do have openings and I'm looking for tutors more specifically, it's tutors for math or English, college math and English. Email me, send me an email at nsorak@triton.uog.edu. My email is also on our website. So if you're interested, just send me an email. I'll check your eligibility. And should you qualify, I'm going to start hiring new work study in February. So should you qualify, I will send you an email and we'll start from there. It's a part-time job. So it's no more than 20 hours a week. And you work in between your classes. There's no other jobs that is like this. This is a job that you go to your supervisor and you tell your supervisor, these are the hours and the days that I can work, because they have to accommodate your classes. But as long as it's no more than 20 hours a week and you can actually work the entire semester should you qualify for more funding. So send me an email if you're interested in the federal work study this spring semester.
And
Thank
all the
you.
jobs are on campus.
All the jobs are on campus, yes.
And also, Steph, I don't know if you want to mention about first-time students.
Oh, yeah, first time. So it's only for continuing student. So if you're a first-time student, this spring semester, you won't qualify for it. But comes fall, on our application, when we put our application online on the first Friday of August, that's when you can apply.
Okay. Okay, awesome. I'm not sure. Okay. Let me see if we have just the last questions here, since we will be going back to the main session soon. Are only graduating seniors from high school eligible to apply for the FAFSA? If we were a junior, we can't apply until we are seniors.
Yeah, actually, you can do the FAFSA at any time. There are juniors to do the FAFSA. It's not an issue.
Okay. And also, I have another question in terms of the GPA. What happens if a student doesn't maintain the GPA if they've already received a scholarship? Hello, everybody. Sorry, we weren't able to get to that last question. If financial aid office wants to maybe just say a little bit about that last question in the room.
Which scholarship are we talking about?
Oh, so just in case a student receives any scholarship, they don't meet the GPA requirement after they receive the scholarship, what would happen?
Well, for the local scholarship, like merit scholarship, if you don't meet the GPA, you are to be put on probation for one semester, and you have to get yourself out of probation by the end of the following semester in order to maintain your scholarship. But for the private scholarship, I'm not too sure if they, because those are reviewed by the private our lenders.
Okay, Miss Janae, I'm not too sure if Miss Janae is still in the room.
I'm here. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question.
Okay, so I'm not too sure. The question is, if the student receives a scholarship, if they don't maintain the GPA after they receive the scholarship, what would happen?
So usually with our bigger scholarships, if let's say it's a $2,500 scholarship, so that will be broken down in half. And so the only time you will not, this question only pertains to scholarships that is will be given like half and half. So let's say you get a
so just in case a student receives any scholarship, they don't meet the GPA requirement after they receive the scholarship, what would happen?
Well, for the local scholarship, like merit scholarship, if you don't meet the GPA, you are to be put on probation for one semester, and you have to get yourself out of probation by the end of the following semester in order to maintain your scholarship. But for the private scholarship, I'm not too sure if they, because those are reviewed by the private our lenders.
Okay, Miss Janae, I'm not too sure if Miss Janae is still in the room.
I'm here. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the question.
Okay, so I'm not too sure. The question is, if the student receives a scholarship, if they don't maintain the GPA after they receive the scholarship, what would happen?
So usually with our bigger scholarships, if let's say it's a $2,500 scholarship, so that will be broken down in half. And so the only time you will not, this question only pertains to scholarships that is will be given like half and half. So let's say you get a scholarship in fall, you get you get awarded a scholarship in fall, 2,500, you will get 1,200, you'll get half of that. And the other half you will get in spring. The only time you will not get the scholarship is if your GPA falls below what it is. So that's why, like for some scholarship recipients, if I tell them when we get your transcripts, or when they get their application, their scholarship, I always tell them, make sure that you maintain your GPA, because if it does go below what it was, then you will not get the second half of your scholarship. So that's the only time that you won't get the scholarship, the second half, if it falls below. But if it's a one-time scholarship and it's already paid out, and the next semester your GPA falls, it doesn't pertain anymore because the award was already given, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense for all of the attendees. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay, so now we are towards the end of the presentation. So before we leave, remember there is a raffle for 2 t-shirts that we will be raffling off. So before we do that, you all have to complete the survey, which the link was put in the chat box. So if you can kindly take just a minute to complete the survey, and your names will be put into a generator to draw out the winners. So please feel free to do that at this time if you haven't done so already. And then Ms. Cami will let us know who the 2 lucky winners are. Thank you. You guys can put a thumbs up in the chat if you're all finished completing the survey so that we can see to make sure that majority of you are completed or all of you completed the survey. Awesome, we have some thumbs up coming in. And Cami, I think on your side, you can see them coming in as well, right?
Yes, I can see in real time when somebody has already submitted a survey. So, so far we have 9.
Okay, awesome, thank you. So 9, there's 47 participants in this room. So hopefully you all are completing the survey right now. And we'll just give an extra minute so that we can make sure that all the names are put in the raffle for the drawing. And I also wanted to add that if you did attend the first webinar and the second webinar, the first day and the second day, you can complete the survey for those days as well. We are measuring and giving out a post-event survey for each of the days that we're holding these webinars. So if you haven't already done so for the first and second, you can take some time to do that as well when you have some time. Okay, we have a lot of thumbs up coming through. Thank you everybody for your participation in the survey. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the drawing. You want to do that now, Cami, or do you want to give them another minute? And if you're wondering how you would claim your prize, you can email EMS. Actually, we will contact you in terms of how to retrieve your t-shirts, the winners. Okay, Ms. Cami is, I'm sure, adding in the remaining names that are coming through. Thank you for your patience, everybody. And whenever you're ready, Cami can announce the winners. Oh, there. Okay, we have a winner, Mr. Dino Sato. I hope I said your name right. Congratulations.
Yay, congrats. So we have one more, yes?
Yes, one more shirt to give
I'll
away.
spin it one more time.
Okay, awesome. All right, and Miss Tiana Cruz, congratulations to both winners. We will be sure to get in contact with you to claim your prize. And again, I want to thank you all for joining us today. Please do not forget to attend next Tuesday's webinar. That will be the last webinar for our Triton Affordability, College Affordability series. And that's going to be on financial literacy with the Bank of Guam. So they're going to teach you all about how to manage your finances and know how to save in terms of, just understanding how to handle your money and all of that. So please don't forget to register for that. Use the same Zoom link that you used today for next Tuesday's webinar, same time, 5:30 p.m. And we hope to see all of you there. And if you have colleagues and friends who would benefit from that presentation, please invite them to register as well. So thank you again, everybody, and have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.